What we have here is a box of 380 ACP ammunition, sometimes known as 9mm Kurz or 9mm Corto, or even 9mm Browning. In any event, it is for this pistol, the Altor Corporation single shot pistol in 380 ACP, which I bought on a lark, mainly because it's the intellectual successor to the Liberator pistol of World War II, and also could be referred to as a latter-day deer gun. Therefore, we open the box. Come on, open up, up. There we go. We have a manual. And let's look at this manual. This manual really is probably about the best firearms manual I have ever seen. It is easy to read and well made, and not just a cheap thing that you seem to get with most. And then in here we have the pistol itself and the child lock, which I will demonstrate in a little bit. Now this pistol, you have to be very, very careful with this pistol. Its manual of arms is very, very different. One thing that you have to watch out for to load and unload it, since it is a single shot, you have to pull the trigger back a little bit and rotate the barrel and take it off. Now that's fine, but if you are unloading the pistol because you haven't fired it and there's actually a round in it, that's a little bit sketchy. Now there is a pretty effective crossbar safety, which is here. When you press it over that way and the red shows, it is ready to fire. When the red is hidden, it is on safe. And the way that works is it keeps the trigger, when it's on safe, it keeps the trigger from going all the way back. When it's on fire, the trigger can go back. And really, you could even say that this firearm doesn't even have a trigger. It just has an exposed sear, because it works totally different. You draw the thing back, and this little lump here pushes your finger down until it snaps out and the gun fires. So you can see why, if you're unloading this thing and it has a live round in it, that it could be a little on the dangerous side. And the manual tells you over and over and over again to not touch the trigger until you're ready to fire it, which is true of any firearm. But where you can put this barrel on and get it ready to go without touching anything, and then you would fire it. If you can see here, there is a detent in the barrel, and you cannot take that barrel off without depressing the trigger a little bit. So put the thing on safe, then you can pull the trigger back very carefully a little bit, rotate this off to remove the barrel and remove the round. Therefore, I will show you very quickly here. Loading the thing. Again, you don't touch the trigger. You slide the round down into this slot, and if you go in from the top, it doesn't particularly want to go in because the firing pin right here is protruding. So you have to go in and just sort of angle it a little bit, and it'll go in, and then you put the barrel back on it. And another way you can do this, I have found, is you don't even have to go in through the top. You can sort of go in from the side and just sort of finagle it around and get it into position, and then put the barrel on, which we'll do that for sake of demonstration here. The barrel, by the way, is marked top, so you know which way to turn it to put it on, and it's marked 380 ACP, because this firearm is also available in a full 9mm Luger size. Now this thing is ready to go. You take the safety off and it'll fire, which we don't want to do that right now. And here we are. Got a live round in it. We're not going to fire it, but we still got to pull back on that trigger just a little bit to unlock that barrel. Come on. There we go. That's a little nerve-wracking to me. Now, in addition, the pistol has, as second safety, I don't know if this will come out on the camera or not, but there's two positions. The barrel is mounted on the gun, and you can rotate it, again we're leaving it, to two positions. This is a safe position, and locking it down there is fire. And this is the safe position. If you look down in the bottom of this thing, it's basically a firing pin block, being that the trigger, sear, whatever you want to call it, and the firing pin all move together. The thing I don't like about that, and I don't know if you can see this or not, actually it's probably easier to show it to you this way. You can see the detent where the barrel goes in when it's into the fire position. And when it's in the safe position, get this out of the way, when it's in the safe position, that detent is off to one side. But remember, we do not have a round in this at this time. We put this on fire. This is in the safe position, and we go ahead and go through the firing sequence on this. See that? The barrel rotates to the fire position just by releasing the trigger. I don't like that either. Now, whether it does that and fires the cartridge at the same time, I don't know yet. I will find that out when I go to the range. But in any event, the gun is now not safe, and so you really have to pay attention to what you're doing with this thing. Now, lastly, we'll put this back on safe again. We'll pull this trigger back a little bit, pull that out. The last question about this gun is whether or not the handle, if you have, in this instance, a 380, if you can just buy a barrel for 9mm and use it with this handle, because I have some 9mm Luger ammunition here. It too, as you would expect, will load. There it is. Now, as you would expect, the barrel, get the top rotated to the correct position, not that it matters, the barrel, of course, will not go on because that round is longer. That's as far as it will go. And you notice I'm keeping the hell away from that trigger. But I'm going to ask them if I can buy a separate barrel and have both calibers in one gun. This gun is noted to be pretty accurate from the reviews I've read and seen on YouTube. But one thing everybody says, it's probably pretty hard to see this on camera, is you've got a pair of black sights here, rear sights, and a front sight that's black, and they are pretty hard to see. So what everybody's doing, and I'm going to do it too, they're putting a little bit of nail polish on the front. Now, only on this channel will you see somebody who has a front sight that matches their nails. Okay, there that is. Life is good. And nobody else seems to really take a look at this crazy thing. We have here, let me get this out of the way here. Put this here. We have a rather cute little lock. No perceivable brand name on it. Now the real question is how do you unlock this with the keys locked in place? Isn't that just sweet? Alright, let's get that. Come on. There we go. There. Really? Alright. We could stand a little bit of lubrication. But use this. You slip this over on here. Right in between there. Pinch that shut. Install the hasp. Let's turn it around. There. That actually is a more effective trigger lock than a lot of them I've seen. I will give it that. And this gun will be kept in a safe with my others, so I probably won't be using this lock much, but it's cute. This is a couple of days later. I took the gun to the range today, and unfortunately I didn't come home with very many answers because I was only able to successfully shoot one round through this gun. The other rounds would not go off, and even the first round, the one that successfully fired, had to be a restrike. I tried with 3 other rounds. They all have good primer indentations, so I'm 98% sure that it's an ammunition problem, not a problem with the gun. But because of this, I was not able to get much of an idea how well the gun shot. First round I shot was okay. I was not able to verify if the weapon fires when you stroke the trigger and it knocks it out of the barrel safety into the fire position. In addition, the footage that I took at the range did not come out very good. I've included a small part of it, but you get more of a view of my shoulder and my arms than you do the gun. I'll put out enough there where you can see what happened with the first round that fired after a restrike, and maybe another round after that, and then cut it short. So with that, obviously further research is called for. I do not have other ammo at this time to test it with. I do not have another 380 gun to test this ammo with, so I'm kind of stuck where I'm at right now. I will terminate this video, and God is bless.